change is just a low tide, comfortably lapping at your feet like a brand new golden retriever puppy. A cuddly, manageable change that might occasionally chew the toilet paper roll or number one on the kitchen floor, but it's still a lovable change small children can play with unsupervised. Sometimes change is a much anticipated jump into the public swimming pool when it seems like Hades himself is trying to broil your corner of suburbia until you get into the water. And that's when you could have sworn you saw a polar bear because the pool would have been the perfect temperature for one. And worse, instead of jumping into the relatively safe 5-foot deep area, you plunged into the 12-foot diving area, which means you have absolutely no hope of touching the bottom to bounce yourself to oxygen, and people are jumping on top of you. But, jokes aside, sometimes change is more of a flash flood. Like when families and marriages can't bear another Class 5 hurricane of fighting and screaming and violence. Or sometimes the levees of some troubled youth just break. Sometimes change happens as an overflowing bathtub tinted red. The light splattering on the surrounding tile, disappearing into the crevices. Or sometimes change comes as a flood of bullets into the skulls of unsuspecting fellow youth on some personal vendetta to make them pay for what they did in their immaturity. Sometimes change is a torrent of tragic waste, and there is no Doppler radar to prepare its victims. But hopefully, change can more often be a flood of verse on a page that can save the world. I'm talking about a revolution sparked by a pen and a microphone. A change that doesn't need guns, or tanks, or blackmail, or money to happen. A change that happens because it's about time it did. Or change that could be an inundation of tears down the faces of the fortunate, and images of hunger and disease and war to wash away apathy, followed by a flood of action that shatters levees of injustice, changing the lives of the needy and the hearts of the privileged. A change that happens because it needs to. Or at the very least, let it be a flood of speech into the ears of listening parents and older siblings and mentors, a deluge of pain, angst, confusion, outrage, rebellion, and maybe even rejection. But this flood has to be received in glades of grace and love and understanding and effort that says, I know you're upset right now, and sometimes your moods are like a cycle on a swing set, but I want you to know that I love you, and I'll always be here fighting for you, and that will never change.